Did you ever ignore bloating, digestion issues, or a sudden spike in blood pressure after eating? If yes, you might have already tasted danger. But don't worry, if you stay with me here and carefully follow the details I'll share, you might just live longer and stronger than most people ever get to. There's a deeply unsettling truth I've come to witness again and again during consultations over the last 4 decades. It isn't always age or disease that weakens the elderly. Sometimes, it's what's silently sitting on their plate. What you eat in your 60s, 70s, and beyond doesn't just affect your gut. It affects your heart rhythm, your mental clarity, your balance, your bones, and even your ability to sleep through the night. Let's begin calmly and go deeper. In most elder homes or family kitchens, I often see a few safe or regular food items stacked neatly in the fridge or pantry. Sausages, soft cheeses, canned soups, deli meats, pickles, even innocent-looking packaged fruit juices. You'd be surprised how many of these are ticking time bombs. You see, as your organs age, your ability to filter, process, and tolerate certain ingredients drastically changes. A liver that once handled toxins now tires quickly. A heart that used to bounce back after a heavy meal might now tremble under a sodium rush. Let's start with the first kind of hidden killers, processed meats. This includes items like salami, bacon, pepperoni, hot dogs, ham slices, beef jerky. They're convenient, they look delicious, and they feel easy to chew or cook. But here's the problem. They contain extreme levels of nitrates and nitrites, preservatives used to increase shelf life and color. In younger bodies, these compounds get filtered, but in aging blood vessels, they trigger inflammation, stiffness, and a narrowing that quietly pushes up blood pressure. One study linked regular consumption of these to a 43% higher risk of heart failure in men over 60. Pair that with hidden sodium, and the risk of stroke rises nearly instantly. Now imagine you live alone. You have some difficulty cooking, and you rely on these packaged meats more often. Within weeks, you start feeling fatigue, then lightheadedness, maybe swelling in your feet. That's not just age, that's food. Switch to fresh lean proteins like soft-boiled eggs, grilled salmon, or even mashed chickpeas with olive oil. These don't strain your vessels, they support healing. Next, we have something almost every elder trusts blindly: fruit juice. Yes, orange juice, grape juice, even the ones labeled 100% organic. Here's the twist: when you remove the fiber of fruit, all you're left with is fructose. And when you age, the enzyme responsible for breaking down fructose, fructokinase, slows. That means your liver has to absorb all that sugar suddenly. This leads to fatty liver, spikes in blood sugar, and eventually causes insulin resistance. A dangerous loop for seniors already at risk of type 2 diabetes or memory loss. What's safe? Whole fruits, especially ones with low glycemic load like berries, pears with peel, or just slices of watermelon eaten slowly. The fiber cushions the sugar. Your pancreas doesn't panic. And speaking of panic, let's talk about trans fats. These are still lurking in many elders' homes through margarine, certain biscuits or crackers, pie crusts, microwave popcorn, even some coffee creamers. Trans fats are banned in many countries, but leftover packaged goods can still carry them. They increase LDL bad cholesterol and decrease HDL good cholesterol, while simultaneously causing blood vessels to stiffen. For someone with weak arteries, this is like injecting rust into your plumbing. But the most dangerous part, they don't show effects overnight. They work slowly, week after week, stealing your flexibility, breath, and strength. Now let me talk about something even more deceptive: canned soups. You may think they're light, watery, good for winter days, but the average sodium in one bowl of canned soup exceeds. Now if you're an elder with kidney issues, weak heart, or even slight blood pressure irregularities, this amount of sodium can lead to swelling in the legs, shortness of breath, or even arrhythmia. When sodium overwhelms an aging kidney, the body starts holding on to water, leading to what doctors call fluid overload. This can lead to congestive heart failure in extreme cases. Better option: make a light vegetable broth at home. Boil carrots, leeks, onion, garlic, and add turmeric or parsley. Add a touch of black salt or pink salt in very little quantity. This gives flavor, protects your pressure, and even supports anti-inflammation. Let's move to a silent intruder in elder life: energy bars and protein snacks. So many seniors buy these, thinking they'll improve strength, and many do contain protein, But they're also laced with added sugars, sugar alcohols and preservatives. More than anything, they trick the body into insulin spikes, which later cause energy crash. Instead, go for soaked almonds, walnuts, or a half cup of Greek yogurt with chia seeds. These support energy without stress. And now, allow me to guide you into a real emotional scenario. Imagine an 83-year-old man who lost his wife 5 years ago. He doesn't feel like cooking. Every day he eats ready-made frozen meals and drinks a glass of packaged juice. He feels weak, dizzy, and sometimes confused. His kids say it's just old age, but it's not. It's food that is fighting against him, not feeding him. This is where you step in. Whether you're the elder or someone caring for them, don't rely on labels or habits. Learn, adjust, protect. Your body doesn't want to go down this path. It wants to fight back. It's asking for help, and here's how it starts: by reading the labels, by choosing simple ingredients, by knowing that every food you eat at this stage of life either heals you or hurts you. This is not about fear. This is about awareness. There's a certain kind of sweetness that seems so innocent: a slice of cake, a spoon of jam, or a warm cup of tea with a little sugar. But the truth is, many of these sugary foods are more dangerous to the elderly than they appear. Let's look at the core reason why. As we age, our insulin function becomes slower. That means the body takes longer to deal with sugar. If that sugar isn't burned for energy or stored properly, it stays in the blood. This condition is called hyperglycemia. But hyperglycemia in older adults doesn't always look dramatic. It might come with small signs: being confused more often, getting thirsty too often, needing to pee more, feeling tired after meals. That sugar overload hurts the eyes, the nerves, the brain. It adds fuel to already existing heart issues. Now look at some common sugary products often kept at elder homes: sweet bread, jam, jelly, fruit preserves, energy drinks, even the ones saying zero sugar, flavored yogurt, and even ketchup. Each of them may look like a tiny addition to a meal, but added together they spike sugar levels beyond the safe limit for most elders. Most elders need no more than 25 grams of sugar per day. A single cup of flavored yogurt can cross. Let's explore the impact of such sugar. Brain fog. A rise in blood sugar often causes confusion in elders. They feel like forgetting small things, or feel slow in responding. Heart pressure. The sugar, when unmetabolized, increases insulin, which also raises blood pressure. That's why many seniors feel heat rising to their cheeks or pressure in their chest after a sweet dessert. Weakness. Sugar causes a false spike in energy followed by a sudden drop. This leaves the elder fatigued and can even lead to fainting. Now let's talk about a regular food most people think is healthy: white bread. Many elders use it with tea in the morning or as part of dinner. But white bread is made of refined flour. It has no fiber, very little nutrients, and it quickly turns into glucose. The body absorbs it fast, making the sugar spike. White bread combined with jam or honey is like inviting a sugar attack straight to the blood vessels. Replace it with whole grain or seed bread, or better, switch to oats with hot milk. Oats release energy slowly and keep your stomach full longer. Next comes fried foods. And yes, we need to talk about samosas, pakoras, French fries, chicken nuggets, fried fish. These are often used as snacks or quick lunches. The problem: the oils used to fry them, especially if reused or overly heated, break down into trans fats and harmful compounds. These compounds directly damage the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels. That leads to slower blood flow, poor oxygen delivery, and higher chances of stroke. Fried food also causes bloating, reflux, and sometimes sudden chest tightness. It's especially dangerous for elders who have GERD, acid reflux, blood pressure, or liver issues. Switching to baked versions or using an air fryer in moderation is one option, but the best is lightly steaming or roasting. Add herbs for flavor: rosemary, turmeric, cumin, and garlic. These not only enhance taste, but also fight inflammation. Now let's step into something sensitive: dairy products. Milk, cheese, cream, and yogurt. While dairy provides calcium, many older people become lactose intolerant with age. That means their body can't digest lactose well. This causes bloating, gas, and sometimes diarrhea. Worse, in some, it leads to a very slow form of inflammation in the gut. That inflammation reduces nutrient absorption, iron, B12, calcium, and even vitamin D. So even when they're eating well, they remain weak and pale. To fix this, choose lactose-free milk, or plant-based options like almond milk, oat milk, or goat milk. These are gentler on the system. Greek yogurt, especially plain, is easier to digest and packed with probiotics, which help in digestion. Let's now focus on something overlooked in nearly every elder's kitchen: salt. Too much salt doesn't just raise blood pressure, it destroys balance in the body. Salt pulls water. When you have too much sodium, your body holds water in the bloodstream. This increases blood volume, making the heart pump harder. For elders with fragile arteries, this stress leads to vessel damage, headaches, and sometimes blurred vision. Here's what's hiding the salt: pickles, canned beans or vegetables, chips or crackers, salted nuts, ready-to-eat sauces. Even when not adding table salt, these foods push sodium levels beyond safe limits. A senior should aim for 150. Replace salt with lemon juice, herbs, black pepper, or small amounts of pink salt. One more food type deserves a spotlight: raw or undercooked eggs and meats. Older immune systems aren't as strong. That means infections like salmonella or listeria can be life-threatening. Even a mild stomach bug from bad eggs or chicken can cause major dehydration, weakness, and even collapse in elders. That's why everything, eggs, meats, seafood, must be cooked through fully. Avoid raw meat dishes, raw sushi, or runny egg. The same goes for old leftovers. If it's been sitting for more than 2 days in the fridge, throw it out. Elder stomachs are not made to fight foodborne bacteria anymore. Now let's take a breath and imagine a full day in the life of a cautious elder who unknowingly invites harm through food. She starts her day with white bread toast, sweet jam, and a cup of tea with sugar. At mid-morning, she has some store-bought energy bar thinking it'll help her bones. For lunch, she eats fried chicken nuggets with ketchup and cola. By evening, she snacks on biscuits and sweetened yogurt. Dinner is a bowl of instant noodles with pickled cucumber. She thinks she's eating lightly and smartly. But this day gives her over 3,000 milligrams sodium, 70 grams sugar, multiple trans fats, no fiber, and 0 real nutrients. In the short term, she'll feel bloated. In the long term, stroke, heart disease, diabetes, cognitive fog, and early decline. Now contrast it with a day where an elder chooses differently. Warm oats with almond milk, chia seeds, and a slice of banana for breakfast. A handful of unsalted walnuts, mid-morning. Lunch is steamed salmon with boiled vegetables, a dash of lemon, and brown rice. Evening snack is Greek yogurt with a drop of honey. Dinner is lentil soup with turmeric, garlic, and 1 slice of multigrain bread. This second day heals. It feeds the body without stress. It hydrates, nourishes, and balances blood sugar. It protects memory and sharpens the mind. Let's also pause and address a food most people assume is always good: bananas. Yes, bananas are rich in potassium and great for most people. But for elders with kidney problems, too much potassium can be dangerous. It causes irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, and even paralysis in extreme cases. So while banana is good, 1 small banana a day is enough, and only if potassium levels are in safe range. For those with advanced kidney issues, switch to apples, grapes, or berries. Another silent trap: artificial sweeteners. Found in sugar-free biscuits, diet drinks, and diabetic sweets. These sweeteners confuse the gut, alter hunger signals, and in many cases increase the craving for real sugar. Some even cause bloating and diarrhea in elders due to changes in gut bacteria. Better opt small amounts of jaggery, stevia leaf, or honey if diabetes is controlled, always under your doctor's advice. Hydration also matters. Many elders drink less water thinking it will reduce their bathroom visits, but this causes toxins to stay longer in the body. Coffee and tea, if taken too much, cause dehydration. So do energy drinks and soda. The best: filtered warm water, herbal teas like fennel or chamomile, and fresh vegetable broth. Let's also address oil, especially reused oil. In many homes, the same oil is used again and again for frying. Each reuse breaks down the oil molecules and releases compounds like acrolein, toxic for the liver and gut. It increases cancer risk, especially if used for weeks. Never reuse oil. Use cold-pressed oil, olive oil for light cooking, mustard oil or ghee in tiny amounts for deeper flavor. Keep total oil intake under 4 teaspoons per day. Last but not least, cooking methods. Avoid cooking in aluminum utensils. They release particles into the food, especially when acidic ingredients like tomatoes are used. This accumulates in the brain over time and may be linked to memory loss. Use steel, glass, or iron cookware. Wash vegetables properly. Avoid storing food in plastic containers. Use glass. With each of these changes, you'll feel a shift: better sleep, calmer stomach, lighter head, stable energy. Most elders who make these changes report one strange but beautiful thing after a few weeks: I feel like myself again. That's the real power of food. When it's not killing you slowly, it's rebuilding you quietly. Now there's one final category of danger we haven't touched: the hidden ingredient in restaurant food and fast food that stiffens your arteries faster than you can imagine, and the exact bedtime eating habit that quietly raises your risk of stroke. Now let's step into the foods and habits that don't just harm over time, but can become instantly dangerous, depending on a senior's existing condition. This final section focuses on severity and precision. The first danger comes from restaurant meals, especially fast food. Even in controlled portions, meals from restaurants are often cooked using high-sodium pre-seasoned ingredients. Chicken, pre-brined. Vegetables, boiled in salty water. Sauces, preserved. Butter, blended with margarine. In fact, a single restaurant meal can contain over 2,300 milligrams of sodium, your entire day's limit, plus hidden sugars, bad oils, and saturated fats. For a senior with even slightly elevated blood pressure, this can cause an overnight crisis. Waking up with swelling in the feet, shortness of breath, or unexplainable fatigue is not just old age. It could be early heart stress triggered by last night's dinner. Then comes a food that many elders turn to for comfort: instant noodles. They're easy, warm, familiar, but they are not food. They are sodium and preservative blocks. A single serving of instant noodles carries over 1,800 milligrams sodium, with very little protein, fiber, or nutrition. The chemicals in the flavor packet also contain monosodium glutamate, MSG, which can trigger headaches, blood pressure spikes, and inflammation in elders. Some people feel chest pressure after eating noodles. That's not coincidence. It's the body's struggle to process what it cannot handle anymore. And what about sweets bought from bakeries? Cream-filled cakes, pastries, donuts? Many of them are made with partially hydrogenated oils, the worst kind of trans. These fats have been linked to memory loss, reduced HDL, good cholesterol, increased risk of type 2 diabetes, and inflammation of the heart lining. An elder with a weak heart valve or past heart attack history is playing a dangerous game by consuming these. The sugar rush also causes mental agitation, poor sleep, and sometimes trembling hands due to insulin swings. Another powerful yet underestimated threat comes from bedtime snacks. Many elders eat late at night, especially out of habit or hunger after a long day. But eating heavy meals after 8 p.m. increases nighttime blood pressure, worsens acid reflux, raises insulin levels, and decreases melatonin, the hormone responsible for good sleep. If the last meal is heavy or includes bread, rice, or sweets, the body spends hours trying to digest rather than resting and recovering. This strains the liver and the pancreas, two organs already slower due to age. Instead, a light, warm glass of almond milk or half a banana with a teaspoon of chia seeds is enough to support sleep without overloading digestion. Let's talk now about reheated oils, especially in restaurants or homes where frying is common. When oil is heated repeatedly, it undergoes oxidation. This forms compounds like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, and aldehyde. In elders who already have compromised detox systems in liver and kidneys, these compounds linger longer and increase inflammation in joints, arteries, and even lungs. This is especially harmful for elders with asthma, arthritis, or autoimmune diseases. One plate of deep-fried food from a reused oil source can leave behind damage for weeks. Switch to fresh oil every time, or bake instead of fry. Moving to another group of invisible threats, flavored drink. Flavored waters, sugar-free drinks, vitamin-enhanced waters, and soda alternatives often contain chemical sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium. In elders, these interfere with taste sensitivity, gut bacteria, and insulin signaling. Over time, they increase the risk of memory loss, mood swings, bloating, and sugar cravings. Many elders who consume these daily complain of sleep disruption, leg cramps, and even headaches, all without linking it to their drink. Instead, infuse regular water with cucumber, lemon, or mint. No chemicals, no confusion for your body. Now let's address another serious but overlooked concern: food stored too long. Many seniors don't like wasting food. They refrigerate leftovers, often for 3 or 4 days. But cooked food starts to degrade after 48 hours, even in refrigeration. Bacteria like Listeria and Clostridium can grow silently, especially in rice, eggs, chicken, and beans. These bacteria don't always cause vomiting. Sometimes they just cause slow poisoning, fatigue, confusion, bloating, and gut issues that doctors struggle to diagnose. Solution: cook fresh whenever possible. And if not, eat leftovers within 24-48 hours. Discard anything beyond that. Let's also not forget about food stored in plastic containers. Many elders reheat meals in plastic bowls or use them for storing curry. But when plastic is heated, especially in microwaves, it releases microplastics and chemicals like BPA into the food. These affect hormones, raise cancer risks, and worsen digestion. Use glass or steel containers. Reheat food on the stove or in ceramic bowl. Let's also go back to another common situation: the lonely elder who snacks out of boredom. They may reach for salty crackers, sweet biscuits, or even trail mix with sugar-coated nuts. Every handful feels small, but the effect stacks. A few grams of sodium here, a few grams of sugar there, and by night, the body is overwhelmed. Their legs may swell, their mind may fog. Sleep may not come easily. They may wake up disoriented and think it's dementia beginning. But it's food, it's the wrong food. Now let's talk solution. Here's how to build a food system that protects instead of poisons. Plan your weekly meals ahead of time. Make a list of real, natural ingredients: grains, vegetables, legumes, fruits, lean meats. Cook simply. Use less oil, add flavor with herbs instead of salt. A dash of turmeric, cumin, basil, or oregano works wonders. Prepare in small batches. It's better to cook daily or every 2 days than to store large quantities of food. Use proper containers: glass for cold food, ceramic for reheating, steel for storage. Drink enough water. Even 6-7 glasses per day help flush toxins and reduce the strain on kidneys. Don't fear eating fruit, but eat it fresh and whole. Not in juice form. Apples, papaya, guava, and pears are best for digestion. Read every food label. If the ingredients list is longer than your finger, skip it. Avoid fast food entirely, unless absolutely necessary. Even so-called healthy options are often loaded with preservatives. Now here's a model meal plan for seniors that heals rather than harms. Morning. A bowl of oatmeal cooked in almond milk with chopped walnuts and a sprinkle of cinnamon. 1 cup of fennel tea, half an apple or papaya slice. Mid-morning, handful of roasted chana or boiled peanuts. 1 glass of warm water. Lunch, brown rice or multigrain roti. 1 bowl of moong dal with garlic and turmeric. Lightly steamed carrots, spinach, and bottle gourd with cumin seeds. Cucumber raita, curd with a pinch of black salt. Evening, herbal tea, no sugar, small bowl of Greek yogurt with chia seeds. Dinner, vegetable soup with lentils, a slice of multigrain bread, small serving of boiled egg or paneer. A piece of dark chocolate, 70% cocoa. If sugar levels are stable, this kind of eating supports healing, boosts energy, improves digestion, and slows aging at every level: heart, brain, bone, and skin. For elders with conditions like diabetes, high BP, or kidney disease, these meals can be fine-tuned slightly with the help of their personal doctor. The key is this: no food should make you feel tired, foggy, or bloated. If it does, it's not your friend, no matter how tasty or easy. The road to longer life is not made by pills, it's built on your plate. Every meal is a vote toward health or decline. toward independence or reliance, toward peace or pain. And when you choose right consistently, you not only add years to your life, you add quality, clarity, and dignity to those years. Your body is still listening. Give it the food it truly deserves. Let it respond with strength, grace, and resilience. And it will always